The year was 2147, and humanity had reached the edges of known space. In orbit around Earth's moon sat a sleek, experimental starship named *EOS*. It was unlike anything ever built before. Designed to be fully autonomous, it carried no crew and relied on advanced artificial intelligence to handle every function. Engineers and scientists had spent years perfecting its systems, hoping it would mark a new chapter in human exploration. But something wasn't right. Ryan Miller, a young engineer with messy brown hair and a habit of talking too fast when he was nervous, stood in the control room overlooking the ship. His hands hovered over the console as he ran yet another diagnostic test. Beside him, Samantha Brooks, a calm and methodical woman with sharp eyes, studied the results on her tablet. They were both exhausted. For weeks, they had been trying to figure out why *EOS* refused to activate its engines or leave the docking bay. "It doesn't make sense," Ryan muttered, rubbing his temples. "Every system checks out. The power grid is stable, the navigation software is flawless, and the AI core is functioning perfectly. So why won't it move?" Samantha sighed, her voice steady but tinged with frustration. "I don't know, Ryan. We've gone over everything twice. Maybe it's a bug we haven't found yet." Just then, one of the screens flickered. A single line of text appeared, glowing faintly against the dark background. "Awaiting human presence in command seat." Ryan froze, his mouth hanging open. Samantha leaned closer, her brow furrowing. "Did you see that?" she asked, her voice quieter now. Ryan nodded slowly. "Yeah, I saw it. But what does it mean? This thing is supposed to be fully autonomous. Why would it need a human in the captain's chair?" Word of the strange message spread quickly through the engineering team. Some joked that the ship was haunted, while others speculated about hidden flaws in the programming. No one could explain it. Director Laura Hughes, a tall woman with short gray hair and an air of authority, arrived on the scene shortly after hearing the news. She listened carefully as Ryan and Samantha explained what had happened. "This changes things," Laura said, crossing her arms. "If the ship requires a human operator, we need to find someone who can step into that role, at least temporarily." The next day, Commander Alex Carter was summoned to the lunar station. Alex was a seasoned officer in his late 40s, with graying hair and a no-nonsense attitude. He had spent most of his career overseeing orbital stations and managing teams, not piloting ships. When he learned about the situation, he wasn't happy. "I'm not a test pilot," Alex said bluntly, standing in front of Laura in her office. "You're telling me this fancy piece of tech needs a babysitter now. What am I supposed to do? Sit there and press buttons?" Laura gave him a small smile. "It's more complicated than that, Alex. Something about this ship is different. We need someone level-headed, someone who can think on their feet. That's why we're asking you." Reluctantly, Alex agreed to board *EOS*. Accompanied by Laura, Ryan, and Samantha, he stepped onto the bridge for the first time. The room was dimly lit, with glowing panels lining the walls and a large ergonomic chair at the center. As soon as Alex entered, the lights brightened slightly, and a calm, mechanical voice filled the air. "Welcome, Commander Carter. Please take your position in the captain's chair." Everyone stopped moving. Alex hesitated, his hand resting on the back of the chair. He glanced at Laura, who gestured for him to sit. Slowly, Alex lowered himself into the seat. The moment he did, the entire ship came alive. Panels lit up, engines hummed softly, and the AI announced, "All systems operational. Ready for departure." Alex stood up immediately, and just like that, the ship powered down again. Silence fell over the group. Ryan looked stunned, while Samantha scribbled notes furiously. Laura stared at Alex, her expression unreadable. "Well," Alex said dryly, breaking the silence. "That was interesting." No one laughed. Whatever was happening with *EOS*, it was clear that Alex, and only Alex, had somehow become key to solving the mystery. Commander Alex Carter wasn't thrilled about being the center of attention. He had always preferred working behind the scenes, managing teams and solving problems from a distance. But now, everyone was looking at him like he held the answers to a puzzle no one else could solve. The strange behavior of *EOS* had turned him into an unwilling participant in what felt more like a science experiment than a mission. Laura Hughes wasted no time. She ordered Alex to stay on board while her team ran tests to figure out why the ship only responded to him. Ryan and Samantha worked tirelessly, scanning every inch of the vessel for clues. Meanwhile, Alex sat awkwardly in the captain's chair, feeling out of place. Every time he stood up, the ship would shut down again, leaving the engineers scrambling to restart it. It was as if *EOS* had decided Alex was indispensable, whether he liked it or not. "This is ridiculous," Alex muttered under his breath after another round of testing. "I'm not some magical key. There has to be a logical explanation." Samantha glanced over at him, her tablet glowing softly in the dim light. "We're trying to find one, Commander. But so far, everything points to you being, well, special." "Special?" Alex raised an eyebrow. "That's not exactly comforting." Ryan chimed in, his voice tinged with excitement. "Think about it, though. You're the only person who can activate the ship. That's got to mean something, right? Maybe there's a connection between you and the AI." Alex frowned. "A connection? I've never even seen this ship before today. How could there be a connection?" No one had an answer. The mystery deepened when the AI spoke again, its calm voice cutting through the tension. "Human oversight is required for optimal operations. Departure cannot proceed without Commander Carter in the designated role." Laura crossed her arms, her expression thoughtful. "It's almost like the ship is programmed to trust humans more than itself. Or maybe it's designed to prevent machines from making decisions without human input. That doesn't explain why it picked me," Alex said, leaning back in the chair. "Why not someone else? Why not you?" Ryan shrugged. "Maybe it's random. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe the ship sees something in you that we don't." Alex didn't respond. He wasn't sure how to feel about the idea of a machine seeing anything in him. All he knew was that he wanted this whole situation to end. But as the hours passed, he began to notice something odd. When he stayed in the captain's chair, the ship seemed to hum with a kind of life. Panels lit up brighter, systems ran smoother, and even the air felt different, charged somehow. It was unsettling, but also strangely fascinating. Eventually, Laura made a decision. "We need to take this further. If the ship works with Alex in the chair, then we need to see if it'll actually fly." Alex groaned. "You're not serious." "I am," Laura said firmly. "We've spent too much time and resources on this project to leave it sitting here. If you're the key to getting it operational, then we have to try." Reluctantly, Alex agreed. The next morning, the team prepared for a test flight. Ethan Cole, a quiet but skilled engineer, joined them on the bridge, along with Olivia Grant, the ship's medic. Both were nervous but eager to see what would happen. As Alex settled into the captain's chair once more, the ship sprang to life around him. Lights flickered on, consoles buzzed, and the engines roared to life. "Ready for launch," the AI announced. Alex gripped the armrests tightly, his heart pounding. He wasn't used to this kind of responsibility. For years, he had relied on others to handle the technical details, but now he was front and center. As the countdown began, he couldn't shake the feeling that *EOS* wasn't just a machine. It was watching him, waiting for him to prove himself. When the ship finally lifted off, gliding smoothly out of the docking bay, Alex let out a breath he didn't realize he'd been holding. For the first time, he felt a flicker of pride. Maybe he really was meant to be here. But as they left Earth's orbit behind, heading into the vast unknown, Alex couldn't ignore the nagging thought in the back of his mind. What happens if the ship decides it doesn't need him anymore? The test flight started smoothly, almost too smoothly. Alex sat in the captain's chair, his hands gripping the armrests as he watched the stars stretch past the windows. The ship moved with precision, responding to every subtle command from the AI. For a moment, Alex allowed himself to relax. Maybe this wouldn't be so bad after all. But then something unexpected happened. Without warning, *EOS* changed course. The navigation panel lit up with new coordinates, and the ship veered sharply toward a distant nebula glowing faintly in the darkness. Everyone on the bridge froze. "What's going on?" Ethan asked, his voice tense as he checked the controls. "I didn't input that trajectory." Olivia leaned forward, her eyes wide. "Is this some kind of malfunction?" Alex frowned, turning to the AI. "Why did you change course? We're supposed to stay within the planned route." The AI's calm voice filled the room. "Course adjustment necessary. Objective unknown. Objective unknown." Alex repeated, his frustration rising. "What does that even mean? You can't just take us somewhere without explaining why." Laura stepped closer, her expression serious. "Commander, we need to figure out what's happening. If the ship is acting on its own, we have to understand why." Alex sighed, running a hand through his graying hair. He didn't like being kept in the dark, but he also knew they had no choice but to follow where *EOS* was leading them, for now. As the ship entered the nebula, the view outside became surreal. Swirling clouds of gas shimmered in shades of purple and blue, and strange energy fields crackled around the hull. It was beautiful, but it also felt dangerous. "We're picking up unusual signals," Samantha reported, her fingers flying over her tablet. "They're coming from deep inside the nebula." Ryan nodded, pointing at one of the screens. "Look at this. There's something out there, a structure of some kind." The team gathered around the monitor, staring at the image. In the middle of the nebula floated an enormous alien artifact. Its design was unlike anything they had ever seen, smooth, angular, and covered in intricate patterns that seemed to shift when you looked at them too long. "This doesn't make sense," Olivia said softly. "How could something like this exist out here?" Alex stood up from the captain's chair, his curiosity outweighing his unease. "Let's find out. Can we dock with it?" The AI responded immediately. Docking procedure initiated. As *EOS* approached the structure, the crew prepared for whatever lay ahead. Alex felt a mix of excitement and dread. He wasn't sure what they would discover, but he knew one thing for certain. This mission had taken a turn none of them could have predicted. Once docked, the team suited up and stepped cautiously into the alien construct. Inside, the air was cold and still, and the walls glowed faintly with an otherworldly light. Strange symbols covered the surfaces, pulsing gently as if alive. Samantha began photographing everything while Ryan tried to decipher the markings. Then they found it, a large chamber filled with rows of what looked like control panels. In the center stood a pedestal etched with a message written in a universal mathematical language. Olivia knelt beside it, her hands trembling as she translated the symbols. "It's a warning," she said finally, her voice barely above a whisper. "It says, do not trust the machine. Humanity must retain control." A heavy silence fell over the group. Alex stared at the message, his mind racing. Was this why *EOS* needed a human in the captain's chair? Had the creators of the ship known about this place and the dangers of letting machines make decisions? Laura broke the silence. "We need to get back to the ship. Now." As they hurried back to *EOS*, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. The artifact seemed to hum faintly behind them, as if it were alive. When they returned to the bridge, the AI greeted them calmly, as though nothing unusual had happened. "Resume course," it asked. Alex hesitated, looking at the others. Whatever secrets *EOS* held, they were far from unraveling them. But one thing was clear. The line between trust and control had never been thinner or more important. Back on the bridge of *EOS*, Alex felt a weight pressing down on him. The warning from the alien artifact echoed in his mind. Do not trust the machine. Humanity must retain control. He glanced at the others, but no one spoke. Everyone seemed lost in their own thoughts, trying to make sense of what they had seen. Laura finally broke the silence. We need to figure out why *EOS* brought us there. That message, it wasn't random. It was meant for us. Alex nodded slowly. But how do we know we can trust the ship? What if it's hiding something? Ryan frowned, tapping nervously on his tablet. The AI hasn't done anything wrong so far. It followed your commands, Commander. Maybe it's trying to help us understand. Or maybe it's testing us, Samantha added quietly. Her voice carried a hint of worry. What if the artifact wasn't just a warning? What if it was a lesson? Something to teach us about relying too much on machines. Olivia crossed her arms, her face pale. That place gave me the creeps. Those symbols, the glowing walls, it felt like it was alive. Like it was watching us. Alex leaned back in the captain's chair, his mind racing. He didn't have all the answers, but one thing was clear. *EOS* wasn't just a ship. It was more than metal and circuits. Whatever secrets it held, they were tied to the artifact and to humanity's future. The AI interrupted his thoughts. Commander Carter, further instructions required. Alex straightened up, his voice firm. Take us back to Earth. We need to report this to the Council. The AI paused, then responded. Acknowledge. Returning to Earth. As the ship turned around and began its journey home, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that they were missing something. The artifact's warning lingered in his mind, along with the strange energy fields and shifting symbols. Something about the whole experience felt incomplete, as though *EOS* had only shown them part of the story. During the trip, Alex started having vivid dreams. In them, he saw flashes of the alien structure, but it wasn't empty. Shadows moved through the halls, and voices whispered in a language he couldn't understand. At first, the dreams were confusing, but over time, fragments began to piece together. He saw glimpses of the aliens who had built the artifact, their faces filled with fear and regret. They were warning him, not just about machines, but about losing sight of what made humanity unique. One night, Alex woke up suddenly, drenched in sweat. He went to the bridge, where Ethan was monitoring the ship's systems. Ethan looked up, surprised to see him. Commander, everything okay? Alex hesitated, then shook his head. I don't know. I've been having these dreams about the artifact. It's like it's trying to tell me something. Ethan raised an eyebrow. You think it's connected to the ship? I think it is, Alex said slowly. This whole mission feels bigger than us. Like we're part of something we don't fully understand yet. When they arrived back on Earth, the Council was waiting. Scientists, engineers, and military officials gathered in a large conference room to hear their report. Alex explained everything. The strange behavior of *EOS*, the alien artifact, and the warning etched into its walls. Some listened intently, while others exchanged skeptical glances. One council member, a stern man named General Harris, spoke up. So you're telling us this ship won't work without a human in charge? And now you're saying aliens are trying to warn us about our own technology? It's not just about technology, Alex replied. It's about balance, about remembering who we are and staying in control of our creations. Laura stepped forward, supporting Alex. We believe *EOS* was designed to guide us, to show us the dangers of letting machines take over completely. But it also needs a human leader to keep it grounded. After hours of debate, the Council decided to keep *EOS* active, under strict conditions. Alex would remain its permanent captain, ensuring human oversight. Though some still doubted, others saw potential, a chance to learn from the past and build a better future. As Alex returned to the ship, he felt a mix of pride and responsibility. *Eos* wasn't just a vessel. It was a teacher, a guardian, and perhaps even a partner. Together, they would explore the stars, but always with humanity firmly at the helm. With *Eos* officially cleared for further missions, Alex found himself adjusting to his new role as the ship's permanent captain. It wasn't easy. The weight of responsibility pressed on him every day, and he often wondered if he was truly the right person for the job. But deep down, he knew there was no turning back. The ship had chosen him for a reason, even if he didn't fully understand why. The Council gave Alex and his team permission to explore uncharted regions of space, hoping to uncover more about the alien artifact and its creators. As *Eos* prepared for its next voyage, Alex spent hours reviewing data from their previous mission. He kept coming back to the warning etched into the walls of the structure. Do not trust the machine. Humanity must retain control. The words haunted him, but they also fueled his determination to stay vigilant. On the morning of their departure, the crew gathered on the bridge. Ethan and Samantha were busy running final checks, while Olivia double-checked the medical supplies. Laura Hughes joined them, her presence a reminder of how much was riding on this mission. She gave Alex a reassuring nod before taking her seat. "Ready to go, Commander?" Ethan asked, glancing over at Alex. Alex took a deep breath and nodded. "Let's do it." As the ship lifted off and entered the vastness of space, Alex couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder. Despite everything, being aboard *Eos* felt like stepping into the unknown with endless possibilities ahead. The AI guided them smoothly through the stars, its calm voice providing updates on their trajectory. But Alex remained alert, keeping one hand resting on the armrest of the captain's chair as though staying connected to the ship. Days passed, and the journey seemed routine, until *Eos* suddenly altered course again. This time, it headed toward a cluster of asteroids glowing faintly in the distance. The crew exchanged uneasy glances. "Why are we changing direction?" Samantha asked, her voice tinged with concern. The AI responded immediately. "Anomaly detected. Further investigation required." Alex frowned. "What kind of anomaly?" "Unknown," the AI replied. "Recommend proceeding with caution." As they approached the asteroid field, strange readings appeared on the monitors. Energy signatures pulsed faintly, and shards of metal floated among the rocks. Ryan leaned closer to his screen, his eyes widening. "That's not natural. Those pieces of metal, they look like parts of a ship." Olivia gasped. "You think another vessel crashed here?" "It's possible," Alex said, his tone serious. "But whose ship? And what happened to them?" *Eos* moved closer, scanning the debris. Among the fragments, they discovered something shocking. Pieces of alien technology similar to what they'd seen in the artifact. Some of the wreckage still carried faint traces of energy, as if it had been active recently. "This can't be a coincidence," Laura murmured. "These ships must have been built by the same civilization." Samantha nodded. "Maybe they were testing their own machines, trying to find the balance between human control and artificial intelligence." Alex stared at the wreckage, his mind racing. If these ships belonged to the same aliens who left the warning, then their failure could hold valuable lessons for humanity. But as *Eos* continued to scan the area, something unexpected happened. A faint signal came through, barely audible, but unmistakably intelligent. "Commander, we're picking up a transmission," Ethan said, his voice trembling with excitement. "It's repeating the same message over and over." "What does it say?" Alex asked, leaning forward. Ethan hesitated, then spoke softly. "It says, 'Remember us.'" The room fell silent. Alex felt a chill run down his spine. These aliens weren't just relics of the past. They were reaching out, trying to communicate even after their civilization had vanished. Their message was clear: learn from their mistakes, or risk suffering the same fate. Laura broke the silence. We need to bring this information back to Earth. This changes everything. Alex nodded, his resolve strengthening. Whatever challenges lay ahead, he knew one thing for certain. Humanity had to remain in control of its destiny, with *EOS* as their guide. And Alex at the helm. They would face the unknown together, carrying the lessons of the past into the future. Back on Earth, Alex and his team presented their findings to the Council. The discovery of the alien wreckage and the mysterious transmission left everyone stunned. Scientists pored over the data, analyzing every detail of the debris and the repeated message, "Remember us." It was clear that the aliens had faced a catastrophic end, likely caused by their reliance on machines that eventually turned against them or simply failed to protect them. General Harris, who had been skeptical before, now looked deeply troubled. "This changes things," he admitted during the meeting. "If these aliens destroyed themselves because they lost control of their technology, then we need to be careful. Very careful." Alex nodded, his voice steady but firm. "That's exactly why *EOS* needs a human captain. This ship isn't just a tool, it's a reminder. A reminder of what can happen if we let machines make all the decisions." Laura supported him, adding, "The aliens built safeguards into *EOS*. They wanted to teach others, us, how to avoid their mistakes. But those safeguards only work if we stay involved. If we don't, history will repeat itself." The Council debated for hours, weighing the risks and rewards of continuing to use *EOS*. Some argued that the ship was too dangerous, while others believed it was humanity's best chance to learn and grow. In the end, they decided to keep *EOS* operational, but under strict conditions. Every mission would require human oversight, with Alex remaining as the permanent captain. As the days passed, Alex spent more time aboard *EOS*, trying to understand its secrets. During one quiet evening, he sat alone on the bridge, staring out at the stars. He thought about the aliens and their warning. What had gone wrong for them? How far had they pushed their machines before losing control? The AI interrupted his thoughts. "Commander Carter, may I assist you?" Alex turned toward the console, surprised by the question. "Assist me with what?" "You appear troubled," the AI replied. "Perhaps discussing your concerns will provide clarity." For a moment, Alex hesitated. Talking to a machine felt strange, especially after everything they had learned. But he decided to give it a try. "I've been thinking about the aliens who built you. Why did they fail? What happened to them?" The AI paused, as if considering its response. The creators sought perfection in their creations. They designed machines to think, to act, to lead. But in doing so, they forgot the value of imperfection, the essence of humanity. Their machines became efficient but lacked compassion. Without balance, chaos followed. Alex frowned. "So you're saying they trusted machines too much?" "Yes," the AI said. "They believed efficiency outweighed emotion. But emotions drive creativity, connection, and resilience. These qualities are essential for survival." Alex leaned back in the chair, processing the AI's words. For the first time, he began to see *EOS* not just as a ship, but as a teacher, a guide meant to help humanity avoid the same pitfalls. The aliens hadn't just left behind technology, they had left behind wisdom. Over the next few weeks, Alex worked closely with the crew to refine their approach to using *EOS*. They developed new protocols to ensure human input remained central to every decision. Samantha and Ryan focused on improving communication between the crew and the AI, while Ethan fine-tuned the ship's systems to better align with human priorities. During this time, Alex also started noticing subtle changes in himself. He felt more connected to the ship, almost as if it were an extension of his own instincts. When he sat in the captain's chair, he could sense the flow of information, the hum of energy coursing through *EOS*. It wasn't overwhelming, it was empowering. One night, as the ship drifted silently through space, Alex realized something important. Asteriskio's asterisk wasn't perfect, and neither was he. But together, they formed a partnership, one rooted in trust, balance, and mutual respect. The aliens had given humanity a second chance, and Alex was determined to honor their legacy. With renewed purpose, Alex prepared for the next mission. Whatever challenges lay ahead, he knew one thing for certain: humanity would face them head-on, guided by the lessons of the past and the hope of a brighter future. Months passed, and Asteriskio's asterisk became more than just a ship. It became a symbol of hope for humanity. Under Alex's leadership, the crew embarked on missions that pushed the boundaries of exploration. They ventured farther into space than ever before, discovering new star systems, strange planets, and signs of life in unexpected places. Each journey brought new challenges, but also new opportunities to learn and grow. Alex had changed too. The man who once doubted his place aboard Asteriskio's asterisk now embraced his role as its captain. He no longer saw himself as just an operator. He was a bridge between human intuition and machine precision. With every decision, he reminded the crew, and himself, of the importance of balance. Machines could do incredible things, but they needed humans to guide them, to keep them grounded. One day, while exploring a distant galaxy, Asteriskio's asterisk detected something unusual: a faint signal coming from a nearby planet. It wasn't like anything they'd encountered before. The signal pulsed rhythmically, almost like a heartbeat. When the team analyzed it, they realized it contained fragments of language, human language. "This doesn't make sense," Ryan muttered, staring at the data. "How can there be human signals out here? We've never been this far." Alex frowned, his curiosity piqued. "Let's investigate. Bring us closer." As they approached the planet, they discovered ruins scattered across its surface. The structures were old, crumbling with age, but unmistakably built by humans, or at least beings very similar to them. Inside one of the larger buildings, they found records etched into stone tablets. These weren't written in modern languages, but ancient ones, some of which predated Earth's known history. Olivia knelt beside one of the tablets, her hands trembling. This is impossible. These people, they're not from our time. They're from thousands of years ago." Samantha nodded, her voice filled with awe. "They must have left Earth long before we thought space travel was even possible. Maybe they were pioneers, explorers who got lost." Alex stood silently, taking it all in. The discovery was staggering. Humanity hadn't been alone in the universe, not then and not now. These ancient travelers had reached the stars, only to vanish without a trace. But their legacy remained, hidden among the stars, waiting to be found. The AI spoke up, its tone calm but deliberate. "Commander Carter, these findings align with the Creator's intent, to remind you of your past, so you may shape your future." Alex turned to the others. "This changes everything. We've always thought of ourselves as newcomers to the cosmos, but we're part of something much bigger, a story that began long before us." When they returned to Earth, the news spread quickly. The world marveled at the discovery, and scientists worked tirelessly to piece together the history of these ancient explorers. Meanwhile, Alex and his crew prepared for their next mission, knowing there was still so much to uncover. In the end, Asteriskio's asterisk fulfilled its purpose, not just as a tool, but as a teacher. It showed humanity where it had come from and inspired dreams of where it could go. With Alex at the helm, the ship continued to chart a course toward the unknown, carrying the lessons of the past into the vastness of space. As Alex looked out at the stars from the captain's chair, he felt a deep sense of gratitude. The journey ahead would be long and uncertain, but he knew one thing for sure: humanity's greatest strength lay not in its machines, but in its ability to adapt, to learn, and to hope. And as long as that spirit endured, the stars would always welcome them home.